Next is I tried Renova, which is fat transfer. Now, ideally, you want to use your own fat. The problem was I didn't have enough fat on my body to do a transfer. And the doctor was concerned that if we tried to extract any fat I had, I would leave an indentation on my body. And so I used a donor's fat. When I did this, I had an extreme allergic reaction. In fact, the first day I did it, I met up with a reporter to a story for Bloomberg, and on my way home, I blew up. Like I couldn't even see out of my eyes. I called him, I said, just a heads up, I'm gonna show up. It's me, you may not recognize it, but don't be scared. Because of the allergic reaction, we discontinued it. Now, sadly, it was a promising technology. We were excited about it, and we thought it might be a really good path to revolumize, but because I reacted so profoundly, we just couldn't continue it. So that stopped after one therapy. Next is we decided to increase my daily caloric intake, going from 1,950 to 2,250. And we were probing, can we increase my calories while also maintaining the same biomarkers and also putting on more fat? And it worked. I gained 15 pounds, just under 7 kilograms, and that helped revolumize my face. I'll also note that my life substantially improved with a few more calories. At 1950, you're in a pretty serious deficit. You're hungry all the time. It's kind of painful, but I signed up for this and I was willing to do anything in order to achieve the objective. 1950, it turns out it was not necessary, as far as we can tell, to achieve the same level of biomarkers. So this is a good example of the experiment we're doing where if caloric restriction is a promising idea and it's still emergent, then we're trying this out and we're measuring a bunch of biomarkers. If it doesn't need to be 20%, then we can move to 10. If it doesn't need to be 10, we can move to 0. It's still very early in the days of anti-aging. And so these kinds of experiments, I think, are at least interesting as a data point on how we think about the therapies and what impact they can have on our lifespans and health spans. Next is I lessened my intake of lutein, which is a carotenoid, from 20 milligrams to 15. And so I did that because it was making my skin yellow. And I think this is why so many people were confused. They saw me, I looked gaunt, I was yellow, and they're trying to make sense. Is this really what a healthy person looks like? And so a lot of people were thinking I had liver failure that I didn't know about, but it was simply because I had too much carotenoids in my diet, and of course that I was on too much caloric restriction. Finally, I did under eye PRF, and that is when you do a blood draw and you separate the red blood cells from the plasma, and then you put the plasma back in the body. And this is what I did for my sprained ankle. It's what you can do for hair growth, which I don't do anymore. You can also do for under eye. And so over time, you lose volume under your eye,